Welcome to day 18, where we are discussing fear of humiliation or embarrassment. Now, how has this fear come into your life? What are the moments that you've had when you had humiliation and embarrassment? Now, what do you mean by this? Sharmnak, koi vakya? Someone humiliated you, or you happened to humiliate or embarrass someone else? It could be either ways. And when you experience something like that, it is natural that you develop a fear for it. And not just fear, it leads to a lot of negativity inside us, because of which we do not want to express ourselves, we do not want to share. And such humiliation loaded moments, if you really look at it, they are simply the judgments that you have in your mind. It is not so much to do with what someone said, what happened, what could have been. It is a lot to do with the interpretations that our minds make out of events like those. I'll share my experience, and I hope this brings courage and hope to a lot of you. When I was around 25 years of age, and I've shared this story a lot of times, so you must have heard it, but I would still want to share it in this context. When I was 25 years of age, that was a time when I was going through a really, really rough phase in my life. I was lost, as I had said in previous videos, that I was abused for a very, very long time for by the people whom I trusted, which led to a lot of this feeling of insecurity and not being good enough. And that to such an extent that by the time I was around 24, 25, I had gone through like the utter depth in my, in my life where I didn't want to live. I did not want to live. I was actually suffering depression and went to a psychiatrist who had put me on medication. Now what I did is I took an overdose of antidepressants and attempted suicide. And when that thing happened, obviously when anyone who thinks about ending their life wants the life ended. But if you survive it, if you live beyond it, it is a huge, huge source of humiliation for you. बहुत ज्यादा शर्मनाक होता है to survive and to know that people are looking at you and they are asking you and they are pointing out you. My parents were embarrassed and humiliated, like to the utter depths. Though we didn't tell it to a lot of people, we covered it, we hid it, we didn't really go out and tell it to anyone. And though I underwent therapy and all that, it was fine. But many, many years later, that feeling, the reason why I did it was because I didn't feel good enough about me, that I didn't like me. I didn't see that I had the right to live anymore. That's how I saw myself. And that feeling never really went away many, many, many years even later. Until the day that I began speaking about it. Now, what I realized was the only way to let go of this fear of deep humiliation and embarrassment was to start talking about it, is to not look at it as something that was horrible, is to talk about the lessons that I got of it rather than focusing on myself as a victim and telling the world, oh, everything was so bad in my life. No, it's not about that. I do not choose to interpret it as anything bad. I simply choose to see it as something. If God wanted me to live and did let me die, then there must be a purpose to me. There has to be a reason why I'm alive. It took me way more, many, many years to understand what that purpose could be. And now I see it that the purpose is to share my story with the world. The purpose is to give more courage and hope and inspiration to others. The purpose is to just be me and not get caught and trapped in the fear. And that is exactly what I want the results for each and every one of you out there. We know life is not easy. In our country, I come from India, and we are the second largest populated country in the world. We have millions and millions of us who are suffering from depression or some other kind of mental illness, who are not okay, but they don't talk about it. There are thousands and thousands of people suffering out there. And that's what has become my goal. I am not a therapist. I learned counseling because I wanted to help. I learned a lot of different other forms of therapy. But it's not about the therapy and the techniques that work. What works is the courage that I show to talk about my stories, the courage that I show to speak the truth. Because if we do not speak our truth, the fear comes out in so many different ways. I was, unwell for so long. I couldn't speak. I I used to get this, this entire body used to go in this freeze state because I was not okay expressing myself. I didn't like talking to people. I literally hated people, actually hated having interactions with them. But I realized that it had to end. How long will I just go on and on living like that? And I'm pretty resilient because I always bounce back. So much has happened in life, but it couldn't pull me back. It couldn't keep me back. It's just asking me to move forward. And that is the true spirit of light. And in order to do that, you need to speak up. You need to share your stories with the world. You need to tell people, this is not okay. What I'm going through is not okay. And that it's momentary. It's not a permanent thing that happens to all of us. Not all of us are sad and depressed all the time. And not all of us are happy all the time. And that is the truth. And it's never going to be like that. That I will always be in a good state or I will always be in a bad state or that I will always be in middle, not feeling anything. It's the truth about all of us. And the fact that are we willing to express ourselves, are we willing to tell and acknowledge it at least to ourselves, that is okay. I'm all right. I'm all right angry and I'm all right fearful. I'm all right happy and I'm all right being sad and I'm all right if I speak about it. It doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't have to be humiliation and it doesn't have to be embarrassment. And yet the fear grips you. The fear stops millions and millions of us from speaking and expressing who we truly are. And it has got to stop. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are, which language you speak, how you express. What is important is that you express, because expressing yourself is who we truly are. That our true identity is when we speak, when we talk about things, and when we go beyond our limitations, when we go beyond the trap that is our mind, where we go beyond the ideas that life and people teach you, and you realize every single day, the more and more aware you are, the more and more you turn inwards, is where you realize that all of that they say outwardly doesn't matter. What is the truth is your inner world. And the way and the time that you transform and turn your internal world around, everything outside starts changing. Okay. So that's what it is. That's what it is. And I want this sense of pure connection to have with each and every one of you who's seeing this right now. And I really, really wish that you're able to go past your fears, take the actions that you really need to take in life, and inspire more hope in humanity around you. Because we all need it. We don't want people to die. We don't want people to think and feel. And we don't want our children to feel that this world is a horrible place. It is not. It is beautiful. Only if we look and turn into our own beauty. So let me share the screen and quickly go through the task that we have to do for day 18. Just the way I shared my story, I want you to think about your story and ask yourself, how have I stopped myself? How is this feeling and this fear that what if I get humiliated? Or what if people embarrass me? Or if you're already going through that and not speaking up, how is that going to help? How is it going to help? It is not. So might as well speak up, might as well take those bold actions and tell yourself that it's time to level up. What can you do? Find your solutions. Trust me, the best answers are not with any other person out there. They can show you a direction. You can learn different systems. You can learn different therapies. You can find different ways, but the only answer is in your own stories, in your own life lessons. The answers are within you. And some of the ways to make sure that these answers come out from your subconscious mind, there are these three power tools that I get you to work on every single day. The more you work on it, trust me, you will get the results that you want in life. But you got to do the work. काम किए बगैर कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. मेहनत का ही फल मीठा होता है. सोए रहने से कोई फल नहीं मिलता है. So if you allow your mind to take you over, that is how it will be. Your life will always be out of control. But you take charge of what your mind thinks. And that is exactly what these three tools do. Do positive affirmations every day. For example, I'm safe, I'm secure, it is safe to be me. I'm comfortable to be myself and express myself. I am powerful. Practice a lot of gratitude in your life, because the more you do gratitude, the more your mind believes in goodness in life. I'm grateful to all the situations in my life that have taught me to go beyond fears. I'm grateful to all the people in my life that have taught me to become more humble and strong each day. I'm grateful to my inner resilience that always helps me bounce back. And after you've done this, make sure that you are practicing some form of meditation, because meditation is one very, very powerful tool. No, it is not something that, मुझे ये ऐसे ऐसे आना ही चाहिए. मुझे सांस पे कंट्रोल आना चाहिए, या मेरे दिमाग में थॉट नहीं आना चाहिए. Nothing of that is meditation. Meditation is simply tuning in to whatever is happening at this very moment. If your mind is agitated, if there are hundreds of thoughts going on, simply observe what is going on in my mind. That's exactly what it is. Just to simply be aware of, because that is the first step. Only when you are aware, you can do something about it. When you know that all of these thoughts are coming, only then as an observer, you can start choosing which thoughts you want to focus on. Do you want to focus on fear? Do you want to focus on anger? Or do you want to focus on peace in life? And then you become a powerful person who chooses what to think rather than to allow the thinking to take over your entire life. Okay, think about it. So let's meditate on powerful thoughts. Feed your mind with some powerful words and sentences so that it only gives power back to you. What you feed your mind is what you will get back. Okay, close your eyes, breathe in, and calmly breathe out. Breathe in courage, breathe out fear. Breathe in peace, breathe out fear. And listen to these powerful sentences and believe it to be true for you. I love myself. I approve of myself. I allow all kinds of experiences to flow through in my life. I accept myself in my worst and the best phases of my life. I humbly acknowledge the incidences that have caused humiliation, embarrassment in life, and let them go. I willingly forgive people and situations in life that have caused negative feelings. I express myself with compassion and respect. I choose to remain calm and peaceful in all situations of conflicts and humiliation and embarrassment. I understand that I am the center of my life and everything that happens in here is my responsibility. I take charge of my life now and choose to feel my power in every situation. I operate from a standpoint of clarity and values in life. I am awesome. I peacefully and calmly let go of the fear of humiliation and embarrassment. I let go. I let go. I let go. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in courage, breathe out fear. Breathe in love, breathe out fear. I love myself. I approve of myself. I allow my all kinds of experiences to flow through in my life. I accept myself in my worst and the best phases of my life too. I humbly acknowledge the incidences that have caused humiliation and embarrassment in life and let them go. I willingly forgive people and situations in life that have caused negativity in me. I express myself with compassion and respect. I choose to remain calm and peaceful in situations of conflicts, humiliation, or embarrassment. I understand that I am the center of my life and that everything that happens in here is my responsibility. I take charge of my life, my thoughts, my feelings, my actions right now and choose to feel my power in every situation. I operate from a standpoint of clarity and values in life. I am awesome. I peacefully and calmly let go of the fear of humiliation and embarrassment. I let go. I let go. I let go. You may slowly open your eyes and wake up to the power that you truly are. You are amazing. You are the courage. God has blessed you with all the emotions and feelings. And God has given you something even bigger than that, the power to choose every single day. Exercise that power, use that power to the best, and be the best version of you every day. See you tomorrow.